Okay, let's get started. Today's meeting should be pretty short, and I know everyone's really busy, but I call this meeting to, or are we live? Yeah. I call this meeting to order at 7:05 p.m. Are there any amendments to the agenda? Nico, Alicia, Kiara.
Hi, could I scratch USA/BOD funding allocations, please?
Can I strike ARC allocations?
Could I please strike SWC programming fund allocations?
Bethany and Javier.
Hi, can I please strike capital contingency allocations?
And can I strike back allocation?
Are there any more amendments to the agenda? Seeing none, could we get a motion? Kiara.
I motion to approve the January 14th, 2025 USAC agenda.
I second that.
Kiara motions, Chris Espino seconds. All in favor, please raise your hands. Please lower your hands. All against, please raise your hands. And all abstaining, please raise your hands. With a 12-0 vote, the agenda is approved. Do you have any minutes to approve?
January 7th.
Are there any objections to approving the January 7th minute meetings? Seeing none, those are approved. Whoops, I muted. We're now going to move on to public comment. And just a reminder for everyone that's here for public comment, we have 30 minutes total. Each public commenter gets 2 minutes to speak once. And some of our community guidelines are use respectful and inclusive language. Freedom of speech does not mean freedom from accountability. And I know, that's it. Is anyone here for public comment? Please raise your hands. Layla.
Hello. My name is Layla. I'm from CalPERG, and I wanted to give you guys an update on what we've been working on last week and this week. Due to the urgency of the fires and how they've impacted our community, we've decided to pause our other campaign work for the week to just focus on fire relief. And we're planning to incorporate this work into our hunger and homelessness campaign for the long term. But as of right now, we've been hosting virtual fundraisers, and we've already raised over $1,600 in just 5 hours of fundraising. Each day this week, we are fundraising for a different on-the-ground aid organization, including the California Fire Foundation, the World Central Kitchen, Pasadena Humane Society, and Friends Indeed. Additionally, we're going to have a big virtual fundraising event for MLK Day of Service, bringing together other CalPERG chapters statewide, as well as PERG chapters and clubs from other states. We'll also have local elected officials there as well. And I wanted to invite you all to this because as student government representatives and a voice for the students, I think it would be awesome if you showed up and it would mean a lot to people. So I have an RSVP link, but I don't know how to send it out. It takes like 2 seconds to fill it out, and I'll reach out to you to see if we can work together on that. But that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Leila. Is anyone else here for a public comment? Please raise your hands. Seeing none, I'll be closing public comment at 7:08 p.m. And we're going to move on to funding, starting with contingency.
Hello, this week we had a total contingency programming request of $22,457, and we recommend an allocation of $4,978.33 for 2 USAC entities and 23 non-USAC entities. I also want to specifically highlight an allocation for our winter FICOM retreat for $650. I'm happy to answer any questions, and I'll paste it in the chat right now.
If there are no questions, could someone please motion to approve those?
I move to approve the capital contingency allocation of $4,978.33 to 2 USAC entities and 23 non-USAC entities.
Second.
Abby motions, Tamim seconds. All in favor, please raise your hands. Please lower your hands. All against, please raise your hands. And all abstaining, please raise your hands. With a 12-0 vote, contingency is approved. Next, we have SFS.
This week SFS allocated $7,030.20 for 6 organizations, all of which are non-USAC entities.
Thank you. Does anyone have any objections to that allocation? Seeing none, that is approved. Next, we have ASRF with Chris Espino.
Good evening, everyone. This week we recommend an allocation of $500 to 2 non-USAC entities.
Are there any objections to the allocation? Seeing none, we'll move on to AAC Travel Grant Mini Fund.
Good evening, everyone. This week for Travel Grant Mini Fund, we recommend an allocation of $3,507 with 72 cents for 7 non-USAC entities.
Is there any objection to that allocation? Seeing none, unless anyone has information on TGIF, we're going to move straight to officer reports. Officer reports today will be completely written, except for the Executive 3 plus Chris Espino, if you have any important information you want to give, but mine will be completely written. Josh? Josh, any updates?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, mine will also be completely written.
Have you?
Nothing other than our fellowship application has been extended until this Friday. But yeah, the rest of mine will be written.
Thank you, Chris Espino.
Written for today, thank you.
We'll do admin reports. Orlando, anything?
Hello, everyone. Sorry about that. No updates, but I do hope you all are doing well right now. I know it's some tough times, but no updates right now.
Thank you, Orlando. Jessica?
None at the moment. If I have any, I'll follow up by email with you all.
Thank you, Lori.
Just that rec spaces are all closed until further notice. I know the town hall just said wooden, but all of them are closed till further notice. We're working on our staffing levels to see if we can get back open this weekend, but I will put it in Slack for you guys.
Thank you, Peter.
Nothing at the moment.
Jonathan?
Hey, hi, hello. Just a couple quick things from me. If you needed to reschedule your one-on-one or you haven't scheduled it with SGS, please do so in the next coming weeks. We'll definitely be flexible there, but still would love to sit down and talk with you. If you are SWC, BAG, ARC, or contingency, we need you to sign up for your one-on-one with Lorelei for quarterly close. That process is still happening, and those meetings are coming up quick, starting next week. So please schedule those this week. And then last week I sent out the SGS policy doc. So review period for that ends on Friday. If you have comments or questions or anything, you can submit those in the form that's in the email. And that's it. Let us know how we can help.
Jonathan, would it be maybe possible to extend the deadline for SGS review just because of everything going on?
Sure. When would you like to extend to?
If possible, another week. If not possible, okay, perfect. Thank you so much. Orlando has an update.
Yeah, sorry about that. I completely forgot it. Currently, we are accepting new group registrations. So if you or if a group weren't able to register last quarter, this is non-USAC spaces, but other groups, registered campus orgs. So if you belong to any others or you're familiar with any that want to start up, this is time to do it. Also, if you are doing it, next week will be our, I believe, all virtual one stop, and these will be a series of workshops that all registered groups will have an opportunity to attend. I'll have more information next Tuesday, but yes, we're currently doing new registration right now. That's it.
Thank you, Orlando. We're now going to move on to old business with Kiara's bylaw change. Kiara, unless there's any major changes or if anyone has any questions, I'm fine with just voting.
No, I don't have any major changes to it. It's all what I had mentioned last week.
Any questions? Seeing none, can we get a motion? Have you?
I move to move to vote on the Article 3 bylaw change for sponsorship group proposal for the Student Wellness Commission.
I second.
Having motions and Isha seconds, all in favor, please raise your hands. Please lower your hands. All against, please raise your hands. And all abstaining, please raise your hands. With a 12-0 to 1 vote, that is approved. We're now going to move on to new business. We have the discretionary funds transfer for the wildfire relief volunteer program. So most of you were at the meeting. You know what the initiative is, but just for the sake of transparency for everyone watching, we're launching a wildfire relief program or initiative called the Bruin Relief Initiative. That's going to consist of volunteer transport and mobilization, resource gathering and distribution, as well as 2 funds that we're going to be opening up to assist with the operations of the initiative and to assist those who have been affected by the wildfires. I'm requesting a discretionary allocation of $20,000 from our currently $32,000. I think the council discretionary is made, for times of emergency or for cases where other funding might not be available, and I think this fits the category perfectly. I didn't want to request the whole amount because we might need some more in the future, and GSA is also putting some money, and we're requesting money from administration, which I hope they would provide. But yeah, does anyone have any questions? Josh?
Just out of curiosity, if you know now, where specifically are the discretionary funds going to be going towards?
Transport, and then a startup amount. It's some initial investments into resource gathering. So we're gonna get bins, tables, stuff to assist with gathering, and then some initial investment in buses. We're chartering some buses to help mobilize volunteers from UCLA.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Jonathan?
Yeah, did I hear correctly that you're gonna open up some funding bodies?
Not funding bodies, some funds. They're gonna be spark campaigns and other stuff.
Okay. Just keeping in mind if you do anything that is a direct type payment thing to students, you'll need to create guidelines for that get approved here, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, sounds good. Jessica?
Yeah, I just had a question about how you all are facilitating these funds. Are you planning to have this flow through SGA, or is there a campus entity you're working with where you just need to issue a check for these funds to be able to cover the buses and all the supplies and whatnot?
These are probably going to be through SGA.
Okay. Whenever you have some time, let's meet and discuss so that we can make sure that this, goes smoothly. And then especially if GSA is also contributing, SGA hasn't heard from any folks about this. And so we just want to make sure that we have all the information so we can support you all with getting this activated fairly quickly.
Sounds great. Unless anyone has any other questions, could we get a motion? Josh?
I move to approve the $20,000 discretionary fund transfer for the Wildfire Relief Initiative.
Second.
I second.
Josh motions, Robbie seconds. All in favor, please raise your hands. Please lower your hands. All against, please raise your hands. Tommy, what's that with?
No, that was 4, sorry.
Okay. All against, please raise your hands. And all abstaining, please raise your hands. With a 13-0 vote, that discretionary transfer is approved. Thank you all so much for coming. I hope you're all staying safe. If you need anything, please let me know. Please let Jonathan know. I'm sure everyone's here to support each other. But stay safe and we'll definitely be in contact. Thank you all so much for coming.